G'day guys, welcome back. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching my content, I really do appreciate it. Yes, this is going to be a rugby league review because I have not felt this proud to be a Queenslander for a very long time. This was an absolute spectacular game of rugby league and everything you want from rugby league, from referee controversial decisions, from massive comebacks, from, just grits, and there was a bit of fight, maybe. It's just everything you want, all the drama that you want from a game of rugby was involved in this game. And the Queenslanders, man, they walked into this game as the underdogs. They walked out the winners in typical Queensland fashion because they just wanted the game more than the Blues. There's nothing else to it, okay? Going into this game, the Blues obviously lost the series last year, really wanted to prove themselves. They had the best backline. Essentially, there was talks that this is the best backline in the history of the Blues, right? They had Latrell Mitchells, they had Josh Adokar rush back from injury. Miracle, he stopped drinking alcohol so he can heal faster to get back and play State of Origin, right? That's how much he wanted to play. Josh Adokar, you had James Tedesco wants to prove himself, he was back in form. You had Nathan Cleary, the genius, that is the Pandas, brain trust that takes them to premierships every year. And obviously Joseph Swaliti, the $5 million rugby union, rugby Australian Wallaby player. I'll take that back. He didn't actually make the team, because he wasn't actually good enough. But yes, this was a huge backline, huge Blues team. And then Latrell Mitchells gets injured in training. He had a bit of a leg issue, pulled out. Still, the replacement, Stephen Crichton, is a Pandas player, premiership winner, so not a shabby replacement. And so Blues still heavy favorites going to this game. There was talks that from the pundits here in New South Wales that the Blues gonna just easily win this one. The Queenslanders have to pull out a Queenslander style miracle to win this one. And so that was like the build up for this game was a lot of favorites. Oh yeah, and there was a thing where last year where the Blues had a bit of an argy-bargy with the Queenslanders and they felt like they lost the fight. So these guys went to boxing training before the match, right? And there was a lot of trash talk targeted at the coach as well against the Queenslander coach, Billy Slater. So Billy Slater had to make a couple of really, really difficult selection calls going in this match. And, a lot of people thought the game is over with his selections. So first up, Dan Gagai, the multi State of Origin winner, the guy that's been so good for the Maroons for so many years, probably one of the best players, if not the best player for the Maroons for so many years, not selected at all, right? And Billy Slater decided to go for Maiso Tabui Fidau. Tabuai. Is it Tabuai? Tabuai Fidau? Maiso, I don't even know how to say this guy's name, but they call him the Hammer, right? Opted for him, right? This guy, 2 tries to prove to the world that he deserved to be a Queensland jersey, and Billy Slater did not make the wrong decision replacing him for Dan Gagai. Gagai is like such a huge name for the Maroons team. To take that mantle from Dan is just like such a huge shoes to fill, and he filled that with just absolute spectacular performance this evening, right? And also the second big call for Billy Slater was obviously Welsh. Steve Welsh was put in fullback position over Kalen Ponga, who's suffering a concussion issues. Well, he had concussion issues. And another huge call. A lot of people were saying, oh, the Maroons have no loyalty. You drop Dan Gagai, you drop Ponga. Oh, you guys are going to lose. And this was also the debut for Steve Welsh as well. And Welsh plays the fullback position, which is one of the most, if not the most important position on the field due to the kicking game involved in the rugby league. And he handled it. He was up against James Tedesco, the best in the world. He, did as good as James Tedesco. In fact, probably made fewer mistakes than James. You can argue that. So with those decisions, there was a lot of talk about Billy Slater making these risky decisions and have no loyalty, right? So there was a lot of trash talking, targeted at Billy, the coach. And so going into this game starts. Obviously, New South Wales wants to show they've been doing boxing. Felt like, I don't know why you even think this, right? I feel like you got intimidated and now muscled in a bit of argy-bargy from last year. So there was a lot of argy-bargy right away. It looked like the Fox put a cheap shot on somebody on the ground. But yeah, there was a lot of argy-bargy, but Queenslander didn't bite that. I thought that actually took the Blues out of their mental focus a little bit. So Queensland immediately scored twice. And it was looking like just too easy. So the hammer goes in 7 minutes in, and then immediately Queensland gets himself back in the position, and Cowboy goes in. It was just like a lot of Blues penalties, allowing Queensland to just be like, hey, let's just throw the dice. And the Blues was just like misreading the defense, essentially. 2 tries on the ball, and I was like, easy game. No Latrell Mitchell, this was going to be easy win, but then the Blues came back and the Blues kind of like regathered themselves after the 2 tries. Yeah, really dominated the first half, believe it or not, despite just really had the ball in control, forcing a lot of errors out of the Queenslanders, and the Queenslanders were struggling to get out of their own half. That's how dominant the Blues had been in the first half. But the Blues was only able to score 1 try, despite the overwhelming dominance over Queensland in the first half. And the Superman, Taulangi, magically stopped 2 tries, held up 2 tries to save the Queensland from falling from behind in the first half, right? He held up 2 tries. One of them was so controversial, I felt. It looked like the ball had touched the ground, but the referee's own field decision was no try. They had to show a camera angle where the ball touched the ground, and the ball had just arms around us. You can't actually see the ball touching the grass, but it's clear that the ball was on the ground. Okay, so it was very clear the ball touched the ground, but there was no camera shots of the ball actually on grass. But just because it's just like a hand under it. So it was, I thought that was such a, like that, I thought, probably could have called that a try. In fact, if this was rugby union, this would have been a try. But yeah, no try, because they had to actually see the ball touch the grass. And so 2 tries was disallowed by the Blues. And going to halftime, despite overwhelming dominance, the Blues was actually behind. And also, Josh Adokar was putting a lot of pressure on Reece Welsh, just like basically smashing him, keeping him from really doing anything. So yeah, it was just so much pressure. And the Queenslander just stood there, absorbed. And it was only 1 try, only considered 1 try in the first half. And second half starts immediately. Huge controversial call against Queensland. So the Queensland was trying to run out of their own half, again, just like the first half. Queensland was not able to get out of their own half. So they were like trying to do these passes that was not really necessary. So one of the Queenslanders was like in a tackle and trying to offload the ball, and the ball gets knocked down by this guy, Kuroi Sao, right? He knocks it down, and it looked like a knock on, but the referee said it was knocked backwards, and he picks up the ball, essentially runs through for a try. All the Queenslanders were protesting. It was a knock on, but referee, no call from the TMO. Referee says it's a try. TMO was happy that the ball went backwards. I mean, it was really, really marginal. I mean, if this was rugby union, again, this would have been a knock on. It was just like, he slapped the ball straight down. No control whatsoever. Should have been a knock on. But yeah, so he scored a really controversial try, gets the Blues back into play. And then Queensland fights back. Cobo, once again, goes into the corner. But gets another try. Oh yeah, it was nice to grab up behind. James Tedesco misread this in defense, so he runs in for the 3rd try. And then New South Wales strikes right back. Stephen Crichton, I think it was a crossfield kick. It might have been a bomb or something. Goes into the corner, like just the Pandas combination with him and Cleary. Goes in the corner. And then, and suddenly the New South Wales was leading. The game is getting a bit tight. Queensland, again, is just struggling, like not able to get themselves in a position. And then, with this Stephen Crichton try, it was looking at New South Wales getting some momentum, getting the swing of things. Just when you think that, the things are going to get good for New South Wales, things got even better. So one of the players, right? Let me try to get his name. Thomas Fletcher gets sin-binned for a shoulder charge, okay? Now, this is like a rugby union level of penalty, right? He barely touched him in the head. And I think it was Stephen Crichton, went down and he was like milking it like a rugby union player. And then the referee, again, the TMO had a look, like everybody, all the commentators said this was fine. I thought it was fine. Like he barely touched him in the head. TMO says, basically tells the referee, it's a shoulder charge. I don't know how that's a shoulder charge. He like grabbed him from the side and slightly maybe like shoulder rolled up and touched Crichton in the head. Because Crichton went down, the referee thought, hey, that's a yellow card. So Queensland goes down to what? 12 pit players, because it's 13 players. It goes down a man for 10 minutes. And then, yeah, I was like, wow, that's a play, rolling on the ground after getting touched in the head, getting a yellow card. That's a play straight out of the rugby union's book. Stephen Crichton will make a great wallaby. But anyway, he gets himself taken off for HIA. But yeah, New South Wales looking even better with an extra play on the field. And and with that yellow card, the Queenslanders really became Queenslanders, right? They ducked down deep, really just would not release, would not give up, and just pushed, and really took the chances. They basically spread the ball out wide in the wind, and the hammer, Hamiso Tabuai Fidao, runs down the sideline, shrugs off the defender. He literally ran like 70 meters to just, and then he like stepped the fullback, like cutting field. And he was just flying. Like he just completely took the team upon himself and just, went for it. And he went all the way for 70 meters when Queensland had was looking like they're going to be camped inside their own 50 once again till the end of the match. He just took it and he scores for Queensland to take the lead. I mean, that was just unbelievable. With a play in the bin, somebody had to step up to get the Queensland out of their own half. He's like, I'll do it. Takes it all the way for a try. It was unbelievable. The hammer, I was blown away. And then with that try, the New South Wales was under a lot of pressure, was making more mistakes due to the pressures because they're trying to really, the time is running out, that they're really losing composure a little bit. And finally, Queensland was probably very few opportunities in the whole game, was able to get a full set inside the New South Wales, I would say quarter of the field, due to New South Wales mistakes. Queensland got a full set, and then with the final play of the set, what's his name? Cherry Evans, huge bomb straight under the post. This is a classic rugby league play. Straight under the post, James Tedesco gets out. Played in the air by his own teammate from the Chooks. What's his name? Lindsay Collins steals the ball from his own captain at the Roosters and passes the ball to Munster, who's in support, straight in, and seals the game for Queensland, 26 points to 18. Unbelievable. Considering how much adversity Queensland went through, how Queensland was already an underdog going into this game, with the play in the bin, they were able to pull out two tries with a player in the sin bin to win this match. If that's not guts, if that's not determination, if that's not just sheer will, I don't know what it is. That's not skill. That's not, I don't know, trick play. That's not tricky secret, play making. Okay, that's just sheer guts and will and desire to win, and then walk out the winners. That is the beauty of Origin. There's just, there's no guarantee winners. There's no guarantee favorites. There's no, the captain of Australia, the highest scorer at the Rugby League Wildkard, Josh Adokar, was the highest prize scorer. Not gonna matter, man. It's just all about the desire to win and the Queenslanders, man. I was so proud to be a Queenslander watching that. Oh, man. Next game's going to be a Suncorp. Queensland's probably going to seal this series. Again, the New South Wales was heavy favorites to win the series this year after last year. Yeah, even with Latrell Mitchell on the field, I think it's going to be difficult for the Blues to win at Suncorp. And yeah, wow, amazing. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me talk about this to get that out of my chest. I do appreciate it. And yeah, see you guys this weekend for Super Rugby Review, I guess. And thanks for watching. Cheers.